One, slate 40, take one.
Also screening at the Chapter Movie Maker was CLINQ by a good friend, Laura Beynon. So that was the second screening. I've got to say, I saw the first screening. It showed at like the Pride Cymru night in, oh god, what's the venue? The National Museum in Cardiff. Looked fine on the big screen, but obviously that's not the ideal venue because I think it was more like a projector than an actual cinema screen. On screen in Cinema 2 in Chapter Movie Maker, it's a gorgeous looking film. Looks amazing. So it was great to see that, and afterwards I managed to catch Laura for a little interview about how CLINQ came to be.
I'm Laura Beynon and I directed CLINQ with Iris Prize and the TSMU Trans Group in Cardiff. It was really the Iris Prize. They had the Iris Community Project, where they had lottery funding and went around different community groups, also some workplaces, all with kind of different elements of this LGBT theme, which is what the Iris Prize is. It's the sort of festival based in Cardiff, which actually is, I think, the world's biggest cash prize, if anybody wants to enter and try and get some money. So they came to the TSMU group, which I've been going to for about a year myself. I find it really helpful, it's just great. And for somebody to come into that, to suddenly start talking about, you know, there's facilities to make a film, if anybody wants to develop one. So I half jumped at the chance, to be honest. Somebody else had a script, had an idea based on their own, kind of quite true to life, really, to real experience. And I, after a little bit of hesitation, committed to being the director of it, which I was actually, no, of course I'm going to, you know, it's taken me a while to, it took a lot of hard work to walk into this one. So I wanted to just do a short film in a cinematic way, really, for something where it's quite, in one way, the script, it's all kind of based on families. It could have easily have been shot in a workplace or an office or at home with a sort of conflict going on. But I wanted to make it do justice to the material, which I thought was really powerful, to do what we can to sort of widen it out and make it look good in front of an audience and make it more cinematic. I don't know what more cinematic means, but, you know, proper lighting, a bit of thought given to style and colour scheme and editing before we shoot anything, and there are no beige walls in CLINQ, I'm glad to say. We had quite a lot of time to prepare when the group met and when we set up our own meetings, so it took us a good 6 months. Getting the location actually was quite a challenge. You know, I'm really impressed with the people at Iris who were able to get use in Cardiff City Stadium. And as I always say, I'm from Swansea, but thank you, Cardiff City. Once we were there, we'd done a lot of preps, so it was just a case of filming the script, but it took a lot to get to that point. It's quite tough myself because I hadn't done a lot of drama fiction for a long time, and even when I did, it wasn't on this level at all, really. So to have a professional DP and sound recordist actually pushing me and making sure that I physically directed the film, but to make sure that my input was coming in on everything, because they knew I'd had some experience. I think they pushed it up a little bit. So they were like, right, we need to know what you think of pretty much everything. So it was tough. I felt I was thinking on my feet, which is really good. I knew the script was solid and what we were going to do was solid, so that having a bit of a foundation helped. And we did get some shots, which I'm pretty proud of, some stuff that I really like. It's been positive. It's been, not to say surprising, because I do like it. I can watch it and like it myself. I still see the bits where things happen and some of the reveals and the story points, and I'm like, actually, that does work. But to put it in front of all the audiences, so far we've had 2 screenings, once at Chapter as part of the Movie Maker Night, and our premiere was in Pride Cymru back in August of this year, 2018, where it played to fair-sized audiences who I think got it. Quite a few people have come up to me and said that they liked it and said that they found it quite sort of honest and direct and moving. It's online. I know Iris want to have some more screenings with it, so we send it to people selectively. It's not completely free for all yet. I think it will be after a while. I'm sending to more festivals. There's one in Sheffield at the moment, which is called Transforming Cinema, I think, which is actually a transgender film festival in Sheffield, so waiting to hear back. And I think I've got a window, maybe 18 months, 2 years at a push, to kind of really keep sending it around. Parallel as well, of course, thinking about what might I be doing next, where there are a few ideas there. One is a documentary which I think I could plan to shoot with lots of different people talking about sort of some of their experiences at a certain point in particular, where I think I can arrange through events I'm already planning to go to or people I know to actually turn up and say, oh, actually, can I just talk to you for like 3 or 4 minutes on camera about X, Y, Z? I also have an idea for what is really a sort of satirical survival horror, which I love horror films, you know, regularly at Abattoir, at the Fractured Visions screenings and the festival they've set up. It is in my blood, to be honest. And I've got an idea which I could say is kind of like Dawn of the Dead meets John Waters. Only if I could be, you know, a fraction of how good John Waters films are and how good Dawn of the Dead is, you know, I'd be doing all right. But it's in that sort of area.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you for speaking to us on this show.
I could do backing vocals if you want.